Europe faces a whole range of new challenges, some threats as well, coming from its neighboring regions. And we are at a moment in the evolution of Europe's foreign policy where we have to take some strategic decisions on how to face these challenges, how to define and coordinate a joint response. We face security challenges on our eastern borders. I mentioned Ukraine and Russia's intervention there. We face a grave situation to the south of Europe. We face a challenge with migrants coming to us in large numbers, more than ever before. This is caused by domestic strife, civil war on our borders, but also economic and social dislocation in many of the countries of Africa and the Middle East that are very close to us. So Europe has to think through what its challenges are and how it can meet them in this area. And we need a joined up approach. We need new thinking. We need innovative approaches to face these challenges. Europe has a very strong position as an economic powerhouse, and it is therefore also a very attractive neighbor for these regions. Europe is a major source of economic growth, employment, of innovation, and therefore exports to these regions. And so we will always be an attractive partner to the neighboring nations. But this also causes us problems in terms of the flows of people, in terms of the great inequalities that are being shown up by these events that we have witnessed in recent years. So Europe needs to be in a position where its own economic strength can be translated into political strength. We need to match economic presence with political presence. And on that front, I think Europe is lacking and needs to sharpen its act. Looking ahead, Europe faces a great deal of uncertainty in a number of areas. There's first of all the global power shift that has been occurring for the last years, decades indeed, with the rise of Asia as the big story in international politics. That is something that is both an opportunity for us. Europe has a lot to offer to a rising Asia, and we are engaging with the rising economies of Asia, China, and other parts of Southeast Asia very much. But it also poses certain risks. It means that the voice of Europe may no longer be heard as loudly and clearly in the world. We are probably facing a more diminished role in the future as other countries and regions rise. It could also mean that we face new geopolitical security risks as tensions arise as a consequence of the shifting power balance. In this context, Europe needs to think very hard about what its common interests are in a global context and how it can play a meaningful and influential role. This requires collaboration, not just on the economic plane, but also on the political and military level. And I'm not sure Europe is ready yet to face that challenge. We need to play a big role in global context. We want to be strong within the United Nations. We want to be a leading player in global governance context. But as power shifts to Asia, to new players in the emerging world, we need to redefine Europe's contribution. And that will be one of the long-term challenges we face.